The Larry King from Omaha.
Yeah.
Okay.
And involved with Franklin King Credit Union. Met him in 80, and I met him in 82 or 83 at the parties. Seen him in 80 at rituals. I seen him in 79 at a couple of rituals, but I never really knew who he was until 80, and then I was introduced to him. And in 82, 83, some stuff happened. I met him at the parties I met him through Bear. And then he started inviting me to his parties and stuff, which I never really had to do anything with him as long as I kept his big shots that he brought in happy. He didn't expect nothing from me. He paid me good.
Who were the big shots he brought in?
A lot of them I don't know. A lot of them were like senators and congressmen from other states.
State senators or U.S. senators?
He'd send me to them.
State senators or U.S. senators?
State senators, U.S. senators, congressmen, governors. I mean, that's where I got involved with the Washington, D.C. and stuff, and went to Washington, D.C. a lot. And he was also, I believe, involved with Monarch, because I remember seeing him, or a fat man that looked like him, maybe younger, in the early 70s and stuff when I first got involved with Monarch. So I think it was him. I'm not 100% sure. It was off the Air Force Base, which is also where I met Wall.
Which Wall? Name it. First name. I want it from you.
What, Jerry?
What was his first name?
Jerry?
Yeah. Jerry Wall,
Jerry Wall, the FBI. He was an FBI agent in Omaha. Traveled a lot.
When did you meet Wall?
I actually, I'm trying to go through that. I'm not sure, but I remember seeing him in a lot of the things that we did all through the midway through the 70s up until probably after about 76 to about the time I got away from everything in 86. It's about a 10-year period that maybe, about that.
How many times did you see him?
I seen him a lot of times. Whenever I went to training and stuff, he was one of the guys that was there. I never really got to, not every time I went to training, but about once every couple of months I'd see him.
Training for what?
Monarch.
Okay.
He was
I just want you to say this.
Yeah, okay.
So there's no question about what you're talking about. You understand what I'm saying?
He was one of the guys that did the mind control stuff that would kind of be like the protector. He'd kind of talk to you when things are happening and stuff and kind of try to make you think that he was on your side and stuff and you could trust him. You couldn't trust nobody else, but you could trust him.
You said that Larry King would send you out to politicians and congressmen, senators. So how did you know they were congressmen, senators?
Well, a lot of times when we were like in Washington, D.C. and stuff, I figured it out after a while when they came in and like some of them had bodyguards. They'd come in and look around. And they'd always be like, they'd always have forward guys that would go in before they would. If they made a shot, I guess their forward guy would get shot. And that was mainly with the congressmen and stuff. The governors, we went to different states and we met with, I think I was only with 2 governors.
What state did you go to and when?
There was one out in New York or Massachusetts. I've been trying to figure that one out because we were in, where we were at was like real close to either side. I don't know where it was at, but I do know that I met with Senator Barney Franks, who was from Boston, or something like that.
Is he U.S. Senator?
I believe so. Barney Franks.
Did he molest you?
He had sexual relations with me.
Okay. Is it Franks? F-R-A-N-K-S? Okay, who are the governors? Can you remember? Did you recognize any of the politicians?
I don't recognize too many of them. I didn't ask who they were. The only ones I really knew was Studs, a guy named Gall. Weren't any state senators from Nebraska as far as I remember?
Did you recognize, aside from the fact that you had sex with some of these politicians, at some of these parties, did you recognize any prominent senators or congressmen or anybody, even though you may not have had sex with them?
A lot of the parties I went to with King had prominent people, because at Washington, D.C., whenever we were down there, you guys had parties. At the beginning of the party, he had a lot of young guys and stuff that were servers. We'd sometimes serve stuff, sometimes we'd be out in the background, we'd be walking around the party and stuff. Nothing was to take place then. After the party was over, the ones that were involved with him, or the ones that he was trying to get political favors from, that wanted whatever they wanted, they would stay or they'd come in after the party was over, or the next day. See, so at the party, nothing even abnormal. I mean, if somebody was in there and stuff, they'd see no abnormal activities going on, so they would, honestly be able to say that. I've been to parties, but I've never seen anything. So, but I've seen some parties down in Washington. I've seen President Bush there, which I'd rather not talk about him.
Wait a minute, what year was that? Was he
That
president
was
or vice
vice
president?
president. That's when he was still vice president. I've never met him as president because he became president in '88, and I never went around him after that.
You saw him at how many of these parties?
I seen him at about 3 or 4 parties, and
This
at
was
every one of the
before-
parties, you had a little ID card that you had to have, and they had a little scanner thing that when you went in, they run it across this thing to get in there and stuff. They had special agents everywhere, Secret Service men everywhere and stuff. And I fell off the balcony of the place. They had a little window and stuff, and I was sitting on there, and I fell off. Didn't get hurt. I got up, but I dropped my card, and I had Secret Servicemen with about 500 guns pointing, about 20 guns pointing at my head when I tried to go back in. Until Larry King came over and straightened it out and said he belongs in here, and that was kind of a spooky thing when you have all those guns pointing in your face and you're only about 15, 16 years old. But the reason was because the vice president was there, so they had to have all the Secret Service. But I also seen that some of them, I seen people like Maureen Reagan, which is, I believe, President Reagan's daughter.
What did Vice President Bush hang around after the party was over, or what?
He was after the party a couple of times, and we were hiding in the closet, but I didn't do nothing with him. He was with a black kid, and he was with a white kid.
What do you mean with a white kid and a black kid?
Well, there was one.
Tell me about the time when you were in the closet.
Well, me and this other kid, we were.
Who's the other kid?
I can't even remember right now. He was from the Washington, D.C. area, so he wasn't from around here. But we were just sitting in the closet talking, just kind of trying to mind our own business because we were staying away from the rest of the party. We were in a back room in a bedroom.
Was this after the formal party was over?
Well, it was kind of during the formal party, but it was after a lot of people had already started leaving and stuff. And remember that a couple of Secret Servicemen came in. One went to the window and looked around outside the window and stuff. The other one came in, looked in the closet, and thought he'd seen us.
Was it
He had a
dark?
flashlight. The lights were off. He didn't even bother turning on the lights. Come in with a flashlight. Looked in the closet. I guess he didn't really look around it because me and him were sitting on a foot right below him. It kind of looked like this. He didn't even look down. Kind of looked like that and stuff. Turned around, walked out of the room and stuff, and then we seen this other guy come in and stuff, and I didn't recognize him at first.
Was the closet door open or closed?
It was partially open,
Okay.
so we could see out there and stuff. And it's like the 2 people I knew as Webb. There's 2 kids I knew as Webb and stuff. One of them was from Washington area. Here's a white kid, and the other one was a black kid. I seen it 2 different times.
2 different Webs. One was a white, one was a black kid.
Yeah.
Okay.
One was from Omaha or somewhere out here.
Was the white kid or the black kid from Omaha?
The black kid.
Okay.
He's one that was from this area. And I seen at the time Vice President Bush go in, and all he did was the kids performed oral sex on him. That was it.
Kids what?
Performed oral sex on him, and then
The kid performed oral. Which of the black kid or the white kid?
both of them. Well, first I seen him at 2 different times. First with the white kid, then with
When
the
you
black
were in the closet?
Yeah, we were
Was
in the
that
closet
the-
both times.
Oh, were you?
That was our normal hideout. Me, him, and other kids and stuff. That's where we hid out at. We go in the closet and stuff when we want to get away from the party.
So you were in that closet twice when Vice President Bush came in?
And I was in the closet more than twice, isn't it?
I mean, when
Vice
Vice President Bush came in, 2 separate parties, once with a white kid and once with a black kid? Is that right? So you saw him twice?
Yeah.
And the kid had to perform oral sex on him? And what happened after they finished?
And he just got up and kind of left, and